Hi everybody, welcome back to the Moose. Let's continue on with this major scale now, this G major scale. Okay, now what we can do is let's name all the notes in this G major scale. And we know that we can surely name these notes because we know what the notes are on the banjo's fingerboard. Again, going back to those earlier lessons. So let's name the notes in the G major scale, starting with the open G in the middle string. So we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and back to G. Okay, there's our octave again. Again, we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. Okay. Now that one F sharp is really important, and I'm not going to explain why it's important right now, but later on when we start to discuss key signatures, these different the different major scales, we can also associate key signatures with the amount of sharps and flats that are involved with each. But again, that's just a little bit later on down the road. But again, we know how to name the notes of this G major scale. Okay. So, now that we know what all the notes are of the major scale, the G major scale, and we've just named them, again, we can go back and number them as well. Okay. Again, you can see the numbers that relate to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And again, when we come back to do, our octave, that's going to be 8. Okay. And then it's going to continue on. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, as it relates underneath. Okay. Now, what I want to do now, since you know how these numbers now relate, we just counted to 14 again, and you can see, and I can explain it a little bit further as well if we want. If we can look at the 7, again, a 7-note scale, plus the 1, we have 8. 7 plus 2 equals 9. 7 plus 3, 10. 7, 4, 11. 7, 5, 12, and so on. Okay. But just so you know how that number system works right now. And also, we're gonna relate this to chord progressions as well. And we can simplify things. They call it the Nashville number system. And again, that's something later on down the road. But again, this chart contains so much information, so it's really important that you understand how this is going to work. Now, from the major scale, that G major scale, we can go on to create our chords now. Okay. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to erase the 8. I'm going to erase the 10. I'm going to erase the 12. And I'm going to erase the 14. Okay. So we're left with those numbers now concerning the construction of chords. Now, first let me say that what is a chord? Okay. We can take 2 notes out of this major scale and create a 2-note chord. Okay. And you might have heard the term double stops. I know some of you have been discussing it in the forums. All a double stop means is it's a 2-note chord. Okay. Now, a chord is building harmony, so we can start with 1 note. We can't get any harmony off of 1 note, okay, because it's only one note, 1 pitch. But if we add another note to it and play those 2 notes together, now we have harmony. okay? And harmony is a chord. So we can have 2-note chords, 3-note chords, and I'll relate this double stops back to the fiddle, okay? And if you look at the fiddle, when they're bowing, they have 4 strings on the fiddle, and they're bowing that fiddle. The most the notes can hit on a fiddle at one time is 2, because the way the strings are constructed in that arch. So when the bow comes over the strings, that's all that bow can hit is two notes at one time. So that 2 notes is called a double stop. Again, it's a 2-note chord. Now the banjo, we're mostly working with 3-note chords because we have 3 fingers of our right hand to work with. Okay. Again, we could strum the chords if we want, but mostly we're going to be using 3-note chords. Okay. And I can take this and say we were playing the piano. We have 10 fingers to work with. If we wanted to, we can make a 10-note chord. Okay. Again, we're just going to keep building in different formulas to make up all these different chords that we can create from this major scale. The 5-string banjo. We're going to keep it going, everybody, and we'll see you next time right here on musicmoves.org.